All right, I'm going to do your 15-minute spiritual healing now. So I'm just going to relax and then we'll go as guided by spirit, okay? So there's a lot of activity going on, but it's still not quite clear. And one looks like, so we got sort of a bar hanging and there's sort of a coiled piece of paper stuck on it and it's sort of in my face. So all I see is this white paper in my face. But then behind it, there's sort of like construction work going on. Everything seems out of proportion. Even this paper at one angle is very small, but in another angle, it's all I can see is just white paper in my face. I can't say, there's sort of an odd dustiness to the way the paper is, and it makes me feel dried out. It just feels like there's sawdust and dustiness related to everything. It just feels like a dusty sawdust kind of feeling. Even, it's not necessarily getting in my eyes, but it feels like if somebody is sawing away and then it's sort of lifting up dust and it's getting in my face, and I feel that sort of dried out sensation. It's just dust, it's sawdust in my face. And all I can do is see this sort of paper that's hanging, and it kind of moves on its own, like moving in the wind, but it even seems dusty as well. I'm trying to dust it off. This is even complicated too, because I'm looking at this trying to make sense of even an invisible scene behind the scenes as another scene sort of opens up. And so I'm sort of sandwiched in between two scenes. In the middle is the paper, right? On the other side, there's sort of a construction worker just using a saw as sort of creating dust and everything. Like a construction scene with a wooden, using wood. And then this other scene, I couldn't even describe what it is. It has sort of a rounded aspect to it. I don't know if it's made out of plastic, but it's sort of rounded out. And it's coming from one side, so we've got these three different things happening here. I feel sort of in the interworkings of the sphere of life. It's too complicated. I can't even figure out where to put my perception first. It feels like there's too many things, even things that I can't exactly see, that I'm giving my attention to. They're saying, so there's things going on here that you're giving your attention to that you cannot actually see what they are. Even so much as it's kind of like we as human beings, we suspect the worst, or we think about things that we've never even seen before, the outcome of our actions, or we don't really know what the future holds, but somehow we try to manifest a pattern or an understanding or an expectation of what that might be. And so we even give our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions towards the development or the creation of something that isn't even there yet. And isn't even meant, we shouldn't even be trying to perceive it, is really what this message is about. But it has an odd encasing sort of way about it. It makes me feel like I am in the palm of its hands, like I'm stuck inside an orb, right? And I can kind of experience the surface of the orb, and I feel stuck inside of it, and it's slowly spinning, very slowly. And none of this stuff really makes any sense, so to speak. Like, none of it is really, why is my focus on all of this dust and the guy sawing and trying to make sense of this spherical thing? Is it plastic? What is it made out of? What does it look like? I don't even know. This is kind of what it feels like. And I'm sandwiched in the middle of it all. But really, where is the real depth and value of our pursuits and what we are trying to accomplish? Where is the balance? Is this the balance? There's an idea. You have an idea. You're actually saying, well, let's try to put an ingredient into this mixture and let's just see what happens. You're actually wanting me to incorporate water so we can do something about this dried out feeling, this sort of dryness. So I say, okay, let's try. Let's just add water and see what happens. It's like you have those little pills that you just add water and then they grow into a sponge animal. It's like, ooh, let's just add water and see what happens. And so we are. How are we adding water? You are contemplating this. You are actually the leader on this. You are actually coming up with an idea and trying to manifest change in a really positive way. It seems a little awkward, and we're not quite sure exactly how to approach it. So okay, do we need to water it like with a watering can? Do we need you to feel emotional and sort of release some emotional energy through tears so we can sort of wash away the dryness? Do we need to just, as though we're sort of, it's drinking the water, and the water is now coming through the pores of the scene? Or do we need to add a mist into the scene? There are all these ideas of how we can add water to change the way this is. But are they good enough? Will they work? Will this actually work? All you can do is have an idea and then try. You just take one idea and then try it and then see what happens. Which idea is the best? Well, they're all good ideas. Why couldn't any of these ideas work? Why couldn't any of these ideas be good enough? And now we're sort of paying attention to, well, are they good enough or not? We haven't even put the idea to use yet. So what we can do is put the idea to use, and then we decide. So if we get stuck on coming up with ideas and then trying to decide which one to use and then not being able to ever decide, now we again are in a new pickle and a new sort of broken record of not applying the idea, not applying the healing, not applying the energy that needs to be applied. So Spirit wants to say water has been added. The ingredient of water has been added. We don't know how it was added. It just was added. The choice was made, therefore water was added. End of story. It's like squishing out something from the inside of it. We are looking at a scientific sort of textbook image of the Earth. We cut out this part of the sphere so we can see all the different crust layers and then the sort of core or center of the Earth. And so we're looking at this. We have a pie with a quarter sort of cut out so we can see the layers. This scene too is sort of squishing out of the core of itself. It is squishing out something from the core of itself, which is also the core of you too. You too are at the core of this. It's squishing out something. It's like mercury. It's squishing out a metallic sort of energy. It's like, it literally is like, squishing it out of the core of it. And it's sort of like you take the mercury, the iron core center of the Earth. There's mercury ball. I mean, it's a metallic ball. And it squish it like it's a sponge, and it sort of squishes out. It's like a gusher, you know? You just squish it, and then the gusher it squishes out. And it's got that sort of like, it's like a gusher. It's just squishing, and then metallic comes out. And it goes, ooh, squish. But it's sort of in the gut region, and it has sort of a tickly way about it. It's just like, ooh, squishy or something. It feels good. It feels really good. It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy getting a tickle, you know? It's what it's like when it squishes it. I mean, the more it squishes it, the happier I feel. I feel like I'm like gonna laugh hysterically for no reason. It's like, it just keeps squishing it. It's hilarious. It's so funny. It just does it. It just does it some more. It won't stop. It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy. It's still squishing it. I can't do anything. I just feel the squish, and it's hilarious. It's really funny. It makes me laugh hysterically for no reason. Like, I just can't stop. I'm obsessed now. I can't stop. It's still squishing. It's like a never-ending Pillsbury Doughboy poke. It just won't stop going, woohoo! It's so funny. It really is that funny. It's awesome. I'm telling you, whatever this is, you're just Okay, so let's say our energy field can create veins and tiny little spider veins and stuff like that, and it's going, whoa, it's all over. It's, spider veins growing all over your sort of aura or sort of egg of energy around you, and it's just like growing all these spider veins, but they're like nerve endings and electrical impulses and inspirations and influences. The more this thing squishes, the more these veins are sort of spreading out. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just going to pause here, and then we're just going to see what happens next, okay? We got the squish going on. We got the veins growing. We're starting to feel energetically activated. My spirit guides say, do you know where the energy is coming from? And I'm saying, definitely the gut region. I can feel it, and just below the rib cage. A lot of energy in there being squished and feeling harmoniously better. They're showing me a body that has... Okay, so basically I'm just looking at a body and I'm seeing the veins of the body. And the veins are all sort of silvery or metallic looking. I see it sort of like a children's, it looks like out of a textbook. You see the head sort of, and the with the mouth, and you can see the tongue and the teeth on the inside. And then you see the body and the head, and there's the brain, and you get all these sort of veins going through. They say we need to purge something out of you, and it's going to come up and out. And so they need you, we're squishing you and gonna barf it out of you. And it is coming from the Pillsbury Doughboy tummy region. There's a huge energy, massive energy buildup right there in the gut region. It just looks like a black smokiness, and it looks like a kid scribbled with a pencil for like 2 hours. That's what it looks like, a metallic kind of looking thing. And it's just all bungling up right around here like an inner tube. But it's not around you. It's all within you, around you, on the outside, and the inside, everywhere. It's like you're standing in a smog, but it's also on the inside as well. That is being collected. They're like pencil shavings being collected. There's a metallic sort of aspect about it. There's a part of you sort of unzipping or ripping in half. This horrible, smoggy, smoky energy all over on the inside of you. You're really stretching back and opening from the inside out. Like you literally are turning yourself inside out in order to step out of the smokiness. Like you're the inside out girl, like Penny. Like this was reminding me of something. You're going inside out. You literally are inside out now. All of your bones and everything are on the outside, and the skin is on the inside. And that was how we purged it out of you. You're walking inside out away from this pencil shavings that are happening to be all over, head to toe. There's a weird sort of cabley wire that is being also, it's like a fish hook, and it's just, that too is being left behind. That one hurts. That one hurts really bad. It's got a really pinching nature, and it left its mark, and it pinched you really hard, and you would know what this is about. And it was driven into the skin like a fish hook, like you're stuck on a hook. That's gotta go really bad. You're so willing to let go of it, you would rip the skin. You're just like, get the thing out. I don't care if it rips half of my skin. I just want to get the thing out of there. I'm telling you, you're inside out though. So what are the tissues? But it sort of feels like it's attached to skin. I'm not going to rip it out of you. I get that it has made its mark and you're so sick of it that you're okay ripping it out, but that's not how we heal. I've got to get to the root of the pain, right? So in order to remove it properly, this is one of those aspects where either A, we give it focus and now we feel the pain, or B, we stop focusing on it, we let it go, and now we become invisible and it just comes out on its own. because it has nothing to hold on to. The more we become light bodies, the more we let go of our pains and sufferings, the more we become invisible to pain and suffering. It can't latch on to us because we are more love and light now than we are dense and physical. The more emotional trauma and depression and self-hatred and all of that we give ourselves, we become denser and denser and denser, and now pain can hold on to us. But when we become lighter and full of love and self-love and just keep letting go and purging and getting it out and getting it out and getting it out, we start to just, these things, we can just walk away from them and they can't latch on to us anymore. They have nothing to latch on to. We aren't feeding them our emotions. We aren't feeding them our attention. They don't even exist. They're the invisible ones. So you just still feel the pain of this one. What puts a hook into you so bad that you feel pinched by it regularly and you don't know how to let go of it, and it hurts you to a degree that you would just be fine being hurt and ripped apart in order to get rid of it? It would be less painful for you to just be ripped apart in order for you to just, I mean, there's something in this because this has hurt you really bad. And you aren't able to let go. You aren't able to alter your persona. You're releasing a lot of, you're thinking and you're exploring this and you're releasing out what are like massive tarantulas that are just really long and sort of wrapped around the head, and they're just sort of popping up to the surface, coming out. They're just popping up, coming out. Big black tarantulas. This one in particular, it's just the fingers are like just wrapping around the face, and it's like we're wearing it like a hat. And there's a lot underneath it, and it doesn't want to let go of you. Just let it go. I'm helping you to just let it go. So you're letting it go. Let the other ones go too. How do you let them go? You just allow yourself to know they aren't valuable or important. They're not possessions. They don't own you, and you don't own them because they're just emotional attachments, mental attachments. They aren't of value. You let them go. Keep letting them go. And they're starting to turn into like a greasy black smoke, and they're leaving the head region. You're getting a real purification of the blood and the mental body, the brain, the nerves. There's something real purifying here. I'm getting really warm as well, so you're going to be feeling, it's just, you might even get sweaty. This is going to be felt in the physical body. You're telling me there's an invisible weight that you feel just wrapped around your torso region, specifically around the heart. It's completely invisible to me and to you. We don't see it, but you feel it. You feel just like even a padlock wrapped around your body, around your heart, and you can't unlock it. You don't remember the password, so to speak. It just, is it 43, 22, 19, like whatever. It's one of those twisty, turny ones. You can't remember what it was. And therefore, it's just stuck there forever. There's no clippers that'll break it. There's a metal also. This is more silvery in color, not the dull sort of pencil shaving color. It's more silvery and bright, coming out of the heart portal region. You really are ready to let go to a degree. You feel like a powerhouse on the inside. Like, I am just sick of it, and I just want to let it go and just get it out of me already. I'm ready to just let this stuff go. I'm so sick of it. Even frothing, like frothing out. It's sort of like the silveriness is just frothing out of your heart portal. It's bubbling up, and you are just pushing it out on your own. Just out the heart portal. It's just a metal, but it keeps hardening. Every time it bubbles up, it just hardens over the heart. You just keep saying, just please take it out of me. Just please take it out of me. There's an issue here because I can't just magically take things away. unless you have fully completed your lesson with them, so to speak. Because sometimes we beg for things to go away, but we're only actually facing the truth of what we are dealing with. And now we need to look at it and choose to love it for what it is in order for it to be released properly. So when we trip over problems in our life and we're just sick of it and we beg for them to go away, they're actually new learning lessons. How many learning lessons do we get in a lifetime? Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. We're so sick of them, right? But again, every time you need to just face it with love and let it go. You can acknowledge it as a test. You're being tested on how you're going to react to something. Are you going to react with it with love and let it go? And now manifest change in your life through allowing more love to sort of circulate around in your life? Or are you going to continue to focus on it, get frustrated with it, say I'm ready to be done with it, but you can't let go of looking at it? If you're ready to be done with something, then just be done with it. Just close the door on it and just let it go. If we can't close the door on it or let it go, then we need to understand what it is within ourselves that is so important about this one thing. And what is deep down inside? What is the hurt? What is the problem with it? What is it? So we can look at it differently. You need to start looking at it differently in order to let it go properly. It's still getting your attention for a reason, but what is the reason? See, you haven't learned the lesson well enough yet. How many lessons does a human being experience in a lifetime? Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. If we call them lessons, they sound really annoying. If we call them tests, now it's sort of like, oh, it's just a test to see how good I am at loving things. You can look at it, just explore different ways of looking at things, and now learn new ways of approaching them and choosing love, and then seeing how good you are at acing these tests. Acing this test is another test of, can Leanne love this time, or will she get emotionally derailed? Can Leanne choose to love this time, or will she get emotionally derailed? Trust me, on the pathway of love, you will love 50,000 times, and then finally you'll just be like, I am so freaking sick of loving. I am so sick of this bullshit. I keep being a loving person. All this shit keeps coming back. And you'll start a cuss fair, and then you'll calm down, and you know what? I just needed to get that out. I have been doing so awesome, and I'm so sick of these continual slaps in the face, because I am human living on planet Earth, and that's kind of a regular thing. But I'm going to get back on the love train, and I'm going to keep doing this. You keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, and wow, now you are really letting go of things. Now you are really showing your strength. Now you are showing your real true worth and value, because you are wearing the badge of, I can keep riding the love train, and I can keep choosing to let things go and be better than giving into my emotions or my mental body, etc. That's all I can share with you, Leanne. And thank you very much for exploring this with me. It's always fun to see what comes up and keep helping you along your pathway. So that's all I can share. I'll be curious to hear what your thoughts are on this. And for those of you watching, if you are interested in spiritual healing with me, I'd love to connect with you. Please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel.